friends, so I'm starting to work on some Valentine's Day stuff, so I thought for Tassel Tuesday we would go ahead and work on a Valentine's Day tassel. And as you can see, I've got my material already torn, and then I went ahead and I cut some lace into the length that I wanted. I'm sorry, it's not lace, it's ribbon. So I've got white, and then I have some with silver and pink. So I think that all looks really nice together. And this fabric that I got was given to me by my friend Pam at Pam's Paper Place. So thank you, Pam. Most of you will remember when I did that really large thrifted jewelry haul. And so I thought for the center of our tassel, I would look through some of that and see if we could find like a little centerpiece. So I thought I would bring you along with me to kind of take a look at some of the goodies that I have. One of these little diamond angels would look pretty good with that. Let's take these out. I'll just leave them in the bag, but I'm going to take those out and we'll experiment. Ooh, you know what else would look nice would be one of these. It's got a little bit more of a simple look than these, but yeah, let's take these out too. That's a good find. The only other I see is this, but I really don't want to put red on this particular tassel. If I do another one for Valentine's Day, I'll go ahead and use this, but I'm trying to keep this one looking soft. Now, I did find one more piece that could look really nice. Well, we have this old vintage piece, but I don't feel like it's big enough. And then there's this piece. Look at that. So we'll take it out and we will have it handy so that we can play with that too. I think that's it for, you know, the options on there. That's my tool. So as you can see, I'm starting to layer my fabric, and some people just lay it out flat and then lift up on it, which is perfectly fine. I tend to do just a little crisscross pattern, and I do that because I feel like it gives me a poofier top. Now, I could be wrong. I just feel like it spreads the material out differently. But in fairness, this is something that I started doing kind of on a gut instinct, and I haven't done one where I just laid them out flat and then picked them up. You know, and maybe, you know what, that's what we need to do. We need to do that one day. I need to make 2 tassels, and I need to layer one of them crisscross, and then I need to layer one of them just, you know, kind of in a straight line, and then gather it up and see, you know, see if there's any difference at all. That would be a great experiment. So maybe, if I remember, maybe we'll do that next Tuesday. I probably need to write that down so that I can remember to do that. So I think we've got enough fabric here. I'm going to give it a little test. I'm picking it up, and I basically do that so I can see if I'm in the center, but also to see if it's puffy enough. And I do like a tassel with a lot of material in it, typically, not always, you know, I do make different styles, but this is Valentine's Day and I want my tassel to be extra full of love. So we're gonna use all of that material. Oh, and then I didn't even add the ribbon yet. So I'm gonna take off a little layer and I'm gonna insert some ribbon. I'm gonna start with the white ribbon. And I'm just gonna do it like I would with the material, and I'm just doing a little crisscross. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. I got a phone call, I'm sorry I was interrupted. So anyway, I put this on, put the white on, put the other layer back on. Now I'm gonna use my pink, and it's so very pretty. All right, let's try it like that, and we'll leave these, because this is the prettier ribbon in my mind, we're gonna leave those exposed. So just for those of you who are maybe new here, we're gonna just go ahead and lift it up, and I'm gonna check it for evenness. It just has to be mostly even. There's, you know, this ribbon is probably just long, you know, so we're just gonna make sure we're mostly even, and we mostly are. We'll do a little trimming, but that looks good. So we're in the center, and I'm going to use a piece of You know, I could use ribbon right here instead of this. I have one piece of white left. Let's do that. Now before I tie it super tight, I'm gonna check it one more time, make sure I've got this tied in the center. It's a lot easier to adjust when it's loose. All right, that looks pretty good to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie it tight 2 times, so I'm double knotting it. This is the part that we use to hang it. So if you're gonna hang it on a lamp or on the wall or even a junk journal or a regular journal, whatever, a book, you could attach this to a bull clip or something like that and easily use it on your junk journal. Just so you guys know, this one is not large enough to go over a doorknob. If you were gonna make one for a doorknob, it would need to be bigger. Just so that, you know, I'm just kind of pointing that out. Okay, so now she's gonna be a big one, which I love because it's just fun for me. But now we're gonna go ahead and tie right here, and then that gives us the puff top. Now the ribbon I used is pretty wide and it's got like a little stiffness to it, so I'm not gonna use that for around the puff top part. I just want something a little bit more flexible on this particular tassel. So you saw me, I put it there. We are just gonna lift it here and we are going to tie it. So see how this is folding in a little bit? It's because these are like really thick. So I might wanna flip this over. The back actually looks pretty good. It needs some pulling, so I'll do a little bit of pulling before I tighten it up in the front. And if I don't like the way that it's tying together, I can make some adjustments before I do that double knot, and I can actually completely untie it if I want to. So I feel like the back looks good, but let's check out the front. Kind of working with the thicker ribbons with a puff top tassel proves to be a little bit more difficult. It'd be easy to do it if I tied it closer to the top. You know what, let's experiment with that. Let's see what happens if I tie it a lot closer to the top. I'm gonna untie it, I'm gonna just shake it out real quick, and let me see what happens if I tie it super close to the top. I don't usually do that because then it's not a puff top, but that's okay. I'm willing to change things up a little bit. And this might even be too far down. Let's get real close to the top. Well, look at that. Okay guys, so this is turning out really neat, and I like how it's smaller up here. You know, I love my puff tops, you guys know that. That goes without saying, but for working with the large ribbon, this seems to be working out nice. I think I really like that, and now we can just add our embellishment. Of course, I'll need to trim it and all that, but let's take a look at our embellishments real quick. All right, so you remember we picked out the pink, these are like flip-flop toppers. We also have our beautiful vintage looking pin, and it may actually be vintage, I'm not sure. Of course, it's not dated or anything. It certainly looks vintage. And then we have these angels, and these are sparkly and they have pink on them, but the problem with these is both of them are missing one of the right wings, and I don't know if I feel like taking the time to doctor them up. Plus, they'd be pretty big on here. Although I should fix the wing and make a tassel specific for them. Oops, let me make sure I'm in frame, but because that is pretty cute. But I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this wing situation. So let's set these aside and let's open this up. Here is the flip-flop. I'm trying to make sure you can see it. It kind of blends in a little bit. Anyway, here's the flip-flop top, and it's got like this snap thing on the back. So I am not sure how I'd adhere it, but actually there's enough to work with around here. I could tie something to it and then glue it. I'm not too worried about that. I know, oh, actually I might be able to take the metal part off and then just use Fabri-Tac. So anyway, this is an option. Here it is. Let me move it into the center of the frame. Here it is. And that's how that would look. It's kind of cute. And then we've got this one, which this is a pin, so that's totally easy to adhere because I would literally just pin it on. And let me make sure that's in frame, and that's how that would look. So, which one do we do? You guys know how much I love this, and you know that I feel like I should do that one. It's kind of big for this tassel. This tassel is not real long, but you know, I don't think I care. I just don't think I care that it's kind of big. Look at it, it's delicious. Plus there's the silver in the ribbon. I think that's the one. Let me get this baby trimmed up and then we'll pin her on. All right, friends. When it hangs, it will hang that either this is the front, which has a little bit of like the tie on it, or it's gonna hang that this is the front. And, let's see. You know, I thought I was gonna pick this side, but with this on it, let me make sure I'm in frame for you. With this on it, I almost think I want this side to be the front. Don't know why. Maybe because this hangs down so straight. I don't know, it's just cute, something about it. This might take a few tries to get perfectly centered. I'm trying to find the end of it. Yeah, I think if I just push it down a little bit, let's see. Wow. Okay, guys. What do you think? Do you love it? I absolutely love it. I really love it. I'm gonna take some pictures of it and I will show those to you in just a sec. Friends, thanks for coming along to help me make this Valentine's Day tassel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.